Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher, and today we're going to take a look at the tangle Roal from Judy Murphy. All right, so this is a neat ribbon tangle, border tangle, however you want to word it. And there are so many ways to have fun with this. Oh, so neat. All right. It starts off, though, with a simple zigzag. And, let's see. Get this. Let's start from here. All right. Then, I don't know, and take a look at the For More Inspiration link. So you can decide for yourself. I don't know that it matters that this next step, that things line up. So we're going to do, it's essentially rounding. I'm going to make mine a little further away from the tip than I did in my version of the step outs, just to see here. So like that. Let's do one side. Oh, and this will be a partial. Oh, and that will be a partial. All right, and then we'll flip it, do the same thing. I'm going to put that up there. See, like some of them might, and this is what I mean by kind of line up so it looks like a big squiggly line. Like I said, I don't know that it matters. I think what does matter, though, is that we need to have enough room to put in these two orbs that she has in the step out. Now, of course, you could add more if you want. But we'll stick with what she has there on the step out. Now I did make a change. Let's see. Let's call it Tangler's license instead of like artistic license. Because so there's, like I said, there's two orbs, one inside the other, and I just found it easier to do the outer one because it kind of lines up. It doesn't have to meet all the way up here. Like this section right here is rather big. So I'm going to do a big orb like that. And so I just found it a lot easier for me to line things up, and have it kind of take up most of the space, in the base here. And honestly, looking at it, it's not going to matter one way or the other. You could just make one big orb and one smaller orb, whatever order works for you. And these partials, we're just guessing. See, and this one's really big, but I'm going to continue with what I'm doing, which is to, kind of touch this curve line, for the most part. And then just, a little bit of the sides. And I would say I love all of the variation ideas, the play ideas, as I like to call them, that Judy provides on her step out. It's really, really nice. And then on top of it, I always love looking at what Linda Farmer does, because this is on Tangle Patterns. And so, Linda does her little thumbnail up at the top. And that's what attracted me, going, oh, that looks rather neat. I should see if I can replicate that one. All right, so the next step, though, is the next orb. It's still sitting on this base. So we'll start there. And I'm going to make mine that big, apparently. And this is where, depending on how big this is, you can add more. It's completely up to you. And this one, so I'm doing it both ways just because that way it makes it easier. Oh, funny. I'm looking at my version of the step outs. Okay, and on my... Oh, no, I did do two. It's really hard to tell because I added a spiral in. I think I did. Yeah, because I added a spiral in, and it's almost like that is disguised. I'm pretty sure I did put that in there. It's funny. We'll just fill that in there. But it doesn't have to be this distance. It can be whatever distance you wish it to be. Which to me, is one of the fun things about Zentangle. Now, if you are a person that likes to replicate things like I do, that does make it for a little bit of a challenge, because it's like, no, I don't want to veer from what you took so much energy and thought, and you created this, and I don't want to, I can't veer from it. That's how my brain goes. And, but it's a fun, creative exercise to work towards having fun with these tangles. All right. So from here, I'm just calling it playtime. The last two steps that Judy has is essentially, well, yeah, it's essentially that. She has you filling in the triangles, and then, and then filling in this outer ring. But when you look at all of the variations, that's where you get to vary things. And of course, like I said, you can add stuff. I'm picking from hers. Ooh, I like this idea. Let's see. Oh yeah, I wanted to do that on mine. Although let me get the words out of my mouth. The one that I'm looking at that I'm like, ooh, I really like that. She only did the smaller orb in there, didn't do two. So there you go. You can stop at any point and have fun with it. Now, one thing that I liked, and I'm going to start with this just to see where it goes. I liked her kind of curly cues coming out of these. And so sometimes if you like something, give it a try. If you're speaking to those like me, everyone else can just listen, and if it's a good idea, you can take it if you want. But so I'll take an aspect of like, oh, I really like that, and I'll just focus in on that, and then see if that leads my brain somewhere else. So I really like. I'm going to turn mine into fancy fescues because I love the fancy fescue. So she just has kind of a curly cue. Oh, and I want it to go this way. We'll have it. I like mine to do this, like where they're just drooping over something. I think it's so neat. Oh, and then this one, because there's not room the other way, we'll go like that. I was going to have them all go the same way, but then I changed my mind. And then I also like to not fill it in completely, so I add a bit of shine. So you could add any organic that you want to. Okay, this will be perfect this way. Anything that you want to. And in any of the spaces, of course, you can put tangles in there, any fill in that you like. We're stretching that one. I just kind of work to let my hand go on these, and I think it's so fun. Oh, and I only have two on that side. Okay, I like it. So then, let's do this. Okay, apparently I'm in a flowery mood. I think. Oh, this might be too thin. If I divide it. All right, let's just divide these in half. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, if I was thinking, I would have struggled, but still divided it into thirds. And I'm going to do some rounding here on the corners. Like that. As I'm doing it, I'm like, oh, you could have just thickened the end, and then that would have looked cool too. Yes, it would have. But I didn't think of it until after or as I was doing this stroke. So, next one. And let's see, this one, we'll pretend that line is here. We'll round it there. Okay. Oh, and let's not let the pen get too out of control. Okay. I do like tangles like these just to stretch that part, so that way I can work on, this creative impromptu-ish type thinking, which is, it's just a rather neat skill set that applies to so many other things. It's so nice. Ooh, I like. Oh, what was I thinking on the outside? I don't know. I do know that these are going to require a line ... My most favorite thing in the world in Zentangle to do. All right. And this is my way of buying time to decide what I want to do. I was thinking orbs. Oh, no, I know. Let's do this. I'm just going to make a squiggly line. Kind of like there's a tangle called wood, spelled W-U-D. I do have it on my channel. I think it was one of the early videos that I had done. And I think it might still be one of the most popular. It is such a neat tangle. If you look below the video here, click on my picture or my name, and that'll take you to, I call it the homepage of my channel, and search for wood, W-U-D, and you will find it. You basically, then you aura both of the sections, and then there's a way to fill in. It just looks really, really neat. But I think I might just leave this as a squiggle. Because you could always, there's some other tangles that do this. It's more with a zigzag. But what you could do with a zigzag, you could do with a squiggly. Where you're kind of filling in one or the other side of it. Oh, I like it. And then let's do this. Let's add, do I want to go this direction? Okay, this direction. We're just going to put a little C shape, kind of aura-ing that one side. Fill it in. Because it's fun. And look, it makes it look like, oh, this is hollow. We're seeing that inner edge. Oops. Forgot one. Was somebody yelling? I'm sorry, I missed hearing you. And I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm not going to flip the tile. I'm just going to do it so that way it's all on the same side. You can see how much fun you can have in all of these little spaces. And then at the same time, you could just do filling in, not filling in. If you're wanting to use color, look at, oh, there's another one. Oops, I missed that one too. Sorry, guys. Okay, and that side's not going to get it. Okay. Yeah. Oh. I love something that at first is kind of like, yeah, that's really interesting. And I don't know if I like it all too well, but never judge your tangle even when you finish it. Let it sit for a couple days. It's kind of like chili, right? Or like a sauce or something that's always better like 2 days later. All right, we're going to add some shading, some graphite to that side. I love those moments where, I have something that I just really didn't care for. And then I go back and I was, not even thinking, oh, let me go look at it now. It's usually not a conscious thing. It's like, you see, like, is that? How, huh? who did, I call the who did that moment. Little Zentangle fairies that, come in and adjust my work when I'm not looking. Oh, it's just fun. Oh, I like it. Okay, except for right there. Let's make that blend in a little bit. or there, go up the side like that, making a little C. Yeah, it just makes it look a little bit different. Okay. All right. And you know what? If it's ever just too thick, like this isn't being too thick, I'm using the end of this as if it was an eraser. Look at how it see it, because it's picking it up, but it just made it lighter there. Now I can come back and just add the darkness where I want it. Oh, I love this. Okay, really neat. I hope you have enjoyed it too. If you did, please click on the like button, and then if you liked it enough to see more, would love to have you be a subscriber to the channel. I mentioned the description section, so in there you will find links to the step outs. Below that is also my link tree. So if you enjoy what I do and like to connect, follow me on places, you will find the links there. If you go to my website, you can follow my blog, just by the way. If you go to my Facebook page, you can follow me there for classes and, you know, on other things that I post, a daily tangle like that. This is what this is. And other things. Then if you're on Facebook, we have a Tangle Addicts community group. It's a private group. There are 4 questions you have to answer in order to gain entry, just to let you know. And there's at least one other link there for following for classes, in case you're not on Facebook. Let's see what else. I think there's some shopping links on there that you might find interesting. The Amazon store it's just a bunch of lists at the moment. I might put some videos on there, not sure. It's just lists that I've curated of stuff that I use, things that other people have used, you know, that I've gotten good comments on. And so mostly Zentangle stuff, but then there's some other stuff because everything seems to bleed over to other things as well. It should, because, you know, why not be able to use, you know, some craft supplies for multiple crafts? It's just fun. All right. So I think that's it. So with that, thank you so much for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.